All right, what is up, everybody? My name is Buccubus, and welcome back to a new video. Really quickly, before we get into today's video, I want to say thank you guys for all the love and support on last video. I'm really glad that you guys enjoyed that sort of content. And yeah, so we're back with another video. This is actually a video that I've wanted to do for a while, and it is on Tomi Lahren. So Tomi has, in my opinion, one of the worst takes when it comes to why men aren't dating, and also blames men, as always, for the decline in birth rates and things like that. So we're going to be checking out a clip from Fox News. Then we're actually going to watch a full reaction to a video that Tomi Lahren uploaded to the internet. I know, comical. This is going to be a longer video. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys now. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop on into this. Oh, I did not mean to do that. All right.
Outkick host, Tomi. Now, we called them on my old radio show. We did the whole thing on Mamonis, right?
So for those that don't know, a Mamoni is basically, I believe it's Italian, but it's a way of, it's basically a term used for men that stay at home with their parents.
The Italian word is for the Mamonis, or they stay at home.
It's
and
Italian.
The moms like the son staying at home longer. But the phrase is becoming popular of these stay-at-home sons because an unemployed Jeopardy contestant says he was just trying to make people laugh, but...
So the context behind this is a guy on Jeopardy. I believe he actually won. He was apparently unemployed, and he made a joke about staying at home with his mom, and it caused all these feminists to come out of the woodwork and cry about men staying at home with their parents. So that's the context behind it. Let's keep going.
Is this an actual problem in our society?
It's a major problem. And, you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkward.
So here she's going to go on a tirade about men staying at home with their parents and choosing not to move out and start a family, and she's basically going to do the typical woman thing and try to women-splain to men why what we're doing is wrong, right? So we're going to go ahead and continue.
As something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. They did much the same thing with quiet quitting, where you can go to work and do less, and if you call it quiet quitting, it's somehow better. But Laura, I got to tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem.
Okay, so here's where I'm going to school you, Tomi. Here's why the birth rates are lowering. It's not just specifically because of men. Women have excelled in the workforce, okay? Women go to college more than men. Women are excelling in the workforce more than men, okay? There are some jobs that are predominantly women-dominated, okay? Women are dominating a lot of these fields, okay? Men are not going to college, okay? It has nothing to do with an education. It has a lot of other things to do with examples. Men, on average, do not go to college. Why? Because the majority of men, myself included, believe it's a scam, which it is. I think it's a scam. Here are the real reasons why the birth rate is declining. Number one, the rise of dating apps. The rise of dating apps are harmful to men. I don't care what anybody says, they're harmful to men. They are designed to hurt men, not help them. They're not designed to help men find love. They're designed to prevent men from finding love. If you don't pay $1,000 a week on a dating app, guess what? You're not going to find anybody, because that's how these dating apps work, okay? It's rigged against you, unless you're a good, attractive-looking man. If you're an attractive-looking man, you have nothing to worry about. But if you're an average guy, you're not going to succeed on these dating apps. They're false. They're a lie, okay? They're a lie. They're like the cake in the Hunger Games. It's a lie, okay? So you've got the rise of dating apps. You've got the rise of modern feminism, which tells women they don't need a man. They don't need a family to justify their success, right? All they need is a good career, right? Remember, women have been told that for years by other women, that, hey, you don't need to have kids. You just need to have a good job. That's what you need. You need to be able to make money, boss babe. You don't need to worry about finance, or like, you don't need to worry about having kids. Right? Things like that. Also, the housing market. We're in a housing crisis. Things are too expensive. Food is still expensive. Yeah, gas went down. Awesome. Cool. Terrific. Gas went down. But groceries are still expensive. All right? Cost of living is expensive. Utility bills are expensive. Kids in general are expensive. Do you know how much money you have to spend to raise a kid from a baby to 18 years old? You're looking at well over $1 million in this economy. But you don't. But you guys don't talk about that because it completely disproves everything you just said. Also, leave it to women to try to tell men what is wrong with men.
They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim.
What young women have to choose from? What do men have to choose from? Real question. What options do men have? You do realize men do not have as much options as women, right? But look at what's out on the dating market right now. OnlyFans girls, and look, I'm not hating, okay? Get your bag, all right? I don't care what you do. It doesn't bother me. But what I'm saying is, don't sit there and try to bash men for not wanting to date women that do OnlyFans. No, men don't like that. A majority of men do not like women that do OnlyFans. I'm not hating on somebody's hustle, but what I'm saying is you can't do that hustle and then expect a man to want to date you. That's not how that works, okay? On top of all that, you've got a lot of women that genuinely just hate men. Like, they hate men. Like, their whole thing is just they despise that a man even exists in today's world. Okay? So don't hand me this, Tommy. Don't hand me this, because you're actually not being authentic in anything that you're saying so far.
Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families.
Let me play the world's smallest violin for you then. Okay, just because women want to get married, that doesn't. Nobody is owed anything. You're not owed a marriage. You're not owed anything. That's your issue. You're entitled. You think that you're entitled to anything. You're not entitled to anything. You're not entitled to somebody else's love, affection, or attention. I'm sorry, you're not. I'm sorry, you're just not. I'm sorry to burst your bubble there.
But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And therein lies a big...
Ah, yes. It's men that want to live in their mother's basement and order DoorDash. Ah, yes, yes. It's, guys, definitely not the housing crisis. Definitely not the fact that a house right now costs $1 million. Guys, that's not the issue. Guys, surely, that's not the issue, right? Better yet, I know somebody that I work with that pays rent, okay? They rent an apartment, all right? It's a tiny, I think it's like a 3-bedroom apartment. You know they're paying over $3,000 for that 3-bedroom apartment? No problem. No problem, right? To Tomi, that's perfectly fine. Guys, we don't have a housing crisis or anything. Oh, guys, there's no issue, man. There's no issue whatsoever with housing.
Part of the problem.
Well, and also with the rise of AI and AI dating, as they call it, which is sick, it's going to be even easier and perhaps more attractive for these types of individuals to remain behind closed doors.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You ladies like to talk about AI, right? Oh, and men are getting AI girlfriends. Okay, let me ask you a question. What is wrong with a man dating an AI? Okay, hear me out. When you guys fall in love with toys, and I ain't talking Barbie, okay? What's the difference? It's material, right? It's not real, right? But yet you guys fall in love with adult toys. Again, don't sit there and hand me this garbage that don't crap on men but not call out women too. And also, it's not just men that are getting AI girlfriends. There's women getting AI boyfriends too. Keep it a buck. If you're going to talk about the problem, be honest about it, okay? I did a video not too long ago talking about this, okay? The rise of AI. Yes, it is going to be a problem. It is going... Oh, I didn't mean to close that. It is going to be harmful to men. But not just men, but it's going to be harmful to women too. It's going to be harmful to dating in general. Because you're going to have people that are going to basically fall in love with something that's not real. Okay, it is sick. But don't sit there and say that it's only men doing it. See, that's the issue. So far, you're looking for every reason to put a man down. But I haven't heard any solutions come out of your mouth yet. None.
And what does that do to families and young women and dating?
I also blame the social conditioning of the COVID era, the dumbest era in modern American history, because a lot of people, especially these young people, they grew up like this, thinking that it was safer at home,
I mean, I don't disagree with COVID. Like, I don't disagree with this statement at all. I think the shutdowns, in my opinion, while I understand what they tried to accomplish, the shutdowns didn't stop the spread. It slowed it. Yeah, it definitely slowed the spread of COVID. I went almost 2 years without having COVID. Me and my grandmother went 2 years without having COVID, and then we got COVID, and I'm not gonna lie, we almost died. We almost died. That's how bad it was for us. We were able to escape it for 2 years. And my grandmother used to work in the medical field, right? For those that don't know, my grandmother passed away, but she used to work in the medical field. She was a nurse and she contracted COVID. That's how I got COVID. We both got Omicron. Okay. So I can understand, like, I understand. I do think that COVID was handled a little bit ridiculously, considering there was a lot of lies about the vaccines, about the effectiveness, and then obviously like, oh, let's keep people locked in their homes like China did, and this will stop the spread. It didn't stop it, it slowed it. There's a difference. It did slow the progression, but it didn't stop it, right? Something like that isn't going to be easily contained.
Thinking that outside was dangerous, interacting with people was scary. So now you got people that want to literally stay inside and play video games and have AI girlfriends, and that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society.
But you're wrong there. That's not the only reason why men have checked out of society. You're completely ignoring the other reasons why men checked out of society. You're completely ignoring the other side of the conversation. The reason why men have checked out so hard, and you addressed it, is yes, we do have a modern feminism issue. But not only that, you got to think, man, how many men have sat there and watched things like the Me Too movement falsely accuse men of something they didn't do? How many times did men have to sit back and watch as a dude's life was ruined by divorce courts? How many times have men had to sit there and watch as a dude's life was ruined by TikTok because a woman recorded him in the gym and uploaded him just because he happened to glance her way? Again, what has happened is you have created a generation of men that have been told from birth that they are evil, bad, and horrible and nasty and everything wrong with society. And you have trained these men to back out of society. And now you guys are pissed because those men did exactly what you asked. No, that's not how it works, Tommy. That's not how it works.
It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
Yeah, let's get back to basics, she says. Yeah. So we're going to check out a video that she uploaded, and she's been completely criticized for this, by the way. I mean, she completely got tore up by this video, but we're going to watch it anyway.
What's up? I'm going to let you guys trickle in before I start talking, because this is a mix right now. Do it every day. It's a great time. But something, as of recently, has been on my mind, and I consider myself a teacher, a helper, someone who could possibly inspire people to be better.
I don't want you to be a teacher. I don't want you to inspire anybody. Your opinions and takes are absolutely horrible and harmful to men. I'm just going to be honest. Your takes are horrible to men. They do more harm to men than they do good. I do not want you to teach any men anything. I don't want you to teach women anything, to be honest with you. Better yet, I would prefer that you were completely blackballed from being able to teach anybody anything.
So, with that being said, this is a PSA for all the men out there and all the boys.
You guys hear that? All the men out there. And then look, she's going to insult you again by calling you a boy. You see that? Women do this thing, right? And it's not all women. Again, I have to emphasize, not all women. But there's quite a few women that do this thing where they try to belittle a man's manhood by calling him a boy. I personally think it's the cringest shit I've ever heard in my life. Boy, you're a boy. Like, to me, it's just cringe. Like, if that's the only thing you can do is try to come for my manhood, then it must tell you, it must say something about me, that evidently you really ain't got much on me.
Boys who think they're men, but they're actually boys. This is going to be the summer of canceling boys.
The summer of canceling boys.
Now, from my own personal experiences and the experiences of all of my friends, which range in age.
Bro, I'm not even dating this chick and I already feel nagged. Like, boys, guys, ladies, whoever's in the comments. Am I the only one that feels this way? I'm not even dating this broad and I'm already annoyed by her. Like, I'm already annoyed. I'm already feel nagged just listening to her talk. Just listening to her talk feels like a mental workout.
From 24 to 36. We've all got issues. Now, I will also say this. All of my friends are attractive.
Nobody cares. Oh my God. Can y'all not get this through your head? Men do not care. We don't care. We don't care. Respectfully, we don't give a shit. Excuse my French, but we don't give a shit. We don't care if you're attractive. We don't care. Most men will literally date a woman that looks like a thumb. I'm gonna be honest. Okay? Most men will date a woman that works at a grocery store. Most men will date a woman that works at Taco Bell. We don't care. Holy crap. It's like these women can't get it through their heads sometimes.
All of my friends are successful.
We don't care about success. Like, how hard is it for these women to understand? Men do not care about success. We don't care. We don't give a flying rat's anus what you're doing. Okay? We don't care. Right? We don't care that you have like $100 quintillion worth of gold bars. We don't care. Gosh, man, it's crazy, dude. It's like they just can't comprehend. Men are not attracted to success. We're not attracted to women because of how successful they are. I guess it's such a hard concept for you to understand.
My friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men.
Maybe, just maybe, it's the way they talk to men. Maybe it's the way they talk about men. Maybe it's the way that you are showcasing right now that women say some of the nastiest things about men and then want men's attention in return. I don't know. That's a head scratcher for me.
And you have to start looking at that and thinking, if an age range of that many people, including myself, living really all over the country and being blonde, brunette, short hair, long hair, I mean, tan, super white, super pale. I mean, these women range in every body type and everything.
Dude, I don't understand this. It's like she can't comprehend that men do not care. Like, it's like she can't comprehend that men will date a woman even if she looks like a thumb. Okay? I don't understand. I don't understand, dude. I don't get it.
They're all successful. They're all intelligent. They're all good people.
Again, here you go with the successful part. Nobody cares. Men don't like women because of how successful they are. Holy crap, dude. I cannot tell you how stupid this argument that she's making is, man. If men truly gave a flying rodent's anus how successful you are, we would be called gold diggers.
But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think, it might not be us. It might be you.
Okay, by your same logic, all the men that are on dating apps that are having trouble finding women on dating apps, it's not them, it's you, right? So let's flip your own logic against you. By your standard, it's not men that are the issue on dating apps, it's you.
It might be men. It might be men. Now, I've often talked about the pussification of America and how men are no longer men. I talk to my mom about this a lot, and she says,
why did men stop being men? Who started that? Who killed chivalry? Better yet, let me ask you, who killed chivalry? Who's responsible for the death of chivalry? Because it's not men. It wasn't men who killed that. Ladies, remember when a man would hold a door open for you? Ladies, remember when a man would come and change your tire without being asked? Ladies, remember when a man would, would protect you? Better yet, ladies, remember when a man would walk the closest to the road in case a car would hit one of y'all, it wouldn't hit you? You guys remember those times? I remember those times because I was raised on those times. I was raised to be chivalrous, right? Men didn't kill chivalry. Women did. Women killed chivalry because they complained about it all the time. So, again, I don't understand what she's upset about. Women killed chivalry, not men.
Well, maybe it's just the guys in Texas. Maybe it's just the guys in Los Angeles. Maybe it's just the guys. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. They, quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country. And
that's your problem. That right there is why you're single. You think men are trash. You hate men. You're a man hater. That's what it is. Just say it. Just say you hate men. Just say it. Honestly, I would have more respect for you if you just came forward and said, look, I don't like men. If you just came forward and said that, I wouldn't have any beef with you, because you know what? At least you were honest that you just don't like men. But your issue is you're closeted. You hate men. You don't want to admit you hate man. You want a man so bad, but a man doesn't want you, and you can't stand that. It burns you up inside that men can live a life without you. That's what it is. And I talked about this last video. There's a lot of women out there who are bitter because men have gone their own way and are living a life without women. You guys don't like that. And rightfully so. You guys don't like that men went their own way and that man found a way without you in it, right? You guys don't like that. You guys can't handle that. And I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying all women. I have to put that disclosure out there, because there's always people that are going to take things and clip it out of context and try to spin it on what I actually said. Again, it's not all women, but what I'm saying is there are a good amount of women out there who act off this, who act like this, who feel entitled to a man's time. Lady, you just like you guys used to tell a man, we're not entitled to a woman's time. Guess what? You're not entitled to a man's time. I'm sorry to break your heart.
Age range of about 20 to I think about 55, maybe even 60. A lot of men are trash. A lot of men don't know how to treat women. A lot of men don't know how to really, quite frankly, pull their heads out of the sand and pay attention. So
if we flip the script, what happened if men said the same thing about women? What if men started saying all women are trash just because of a few bad apples? Like think about that. Think about your logic here for a second. You're saying that men are inherently trash because they don't know how to treat a woman, right? Is it so much that a man doesn't know how to treat a woman, or is it the fact that men just don't want to treat a woman? They don't want to interact with women anymore because women have told men to stop doing that. Women said interacting with them is bad, so men stopped interacting with them. And remember, 2 + 2 = 4, right? You guys created the mathematical equation. Men answered the equation. Now you guys want us to go back and revisit and change the math. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. You don't get your cake and eat it too, sweetheart. No, I'm sorry. That's not how this is gonna go.
I am going to help you. And these are some of the things that I've experienced.
You hear that, man? She's gonna help you guys. She's gonna help us. She's gonna help us, guys. She's definitely not women-splaining and nagging us, but she's helping us, guys.
And these are some of the things my friends have experienced. I'm just gonna lay a few things out. They haven't all happened to me. Some of them have just happened to my friends. A lot of them have happened to me. So the first thing, and I've made notes, by the way. I've made notes. This is how invested I am in this, because I've been thinking about this for about 2 weeks solid now. First question for men. If you like a girl, if you're even somewhat interested in a girl, you need to ask yourself this question. Are you single? No, I don't mean are you kind of single, seeing 5 people, dating somebody, still kind of in a relationship, kind of broken up, kind of on again, off again.
Okay. It's not about men not being single. Also, I'm changing the speed of the video because honestly, I can't stand her talking. She talks slower than a turtle farts. I'm gonna be honest. Gosh, bro, she is, man. I'm getting a headache just watching her. I'm gonna be honest.
Kind of married, kind of divorced. Are you actually single? That means single. You have nobody. You have no complications. You have no attachments. You are actually single. That is the first question, believe it or not, that needs to be asked. And ladies,
Man, do you see how batshit crazy this woman is? And like ladies, like, because I do have ladies that watch me too. Do you guys see how batshit crazy this woman is? Like, you guys see this, man? You see how much of a nag she is, dude? Like, how much she's complaining and whining and moaning and groaning because men don't give her attention? You guys see this? This is what men have talked about. This is what men complain about. This right here is exactly what men have been talking about. This is it. This is what I was talking about in my last video. This is what I was referencing. Women like this. This right here is why men don't want to interact with women anymore. This is just one of the many reasons, okay? This is one of the many reasons men don't want to interact with women anymore. This type of behavior right here.
you should be asking it, because in 2020, it's not a given anymore. The guy that's actively pursuing you is actually single. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I think is very important, that men don't seem to understand. There are very few women out there, and I'm speaking from personal experience as well as from all of my friends and all the women, quite frankly, that I talk to. There is not a woman out there that wants to be your pen pal. She doesn't want to get your texts, your good morning texts, your good night texts, your random through the day texts, if they don't follow up with a plan to actually, here's the kicker, in person, hang out. Now I know what you're saying, oh, it's COVID, people can't hang out in person. This has not been a 4-month problem. This has been a...
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Who initiated hookup culture? Who started hookup culture? Who started that? Because that's what you're referencing, right? Who started hookup culture? It wasn't men. Spoiler, it wasn't men. Who started hookup culture? It was feminists, correct? It was feminists, correct? Feminists were saying that no longer did you need to date a man. You could just go out there and screw him, and then you didn't need to have any attachment to him. That's what was started. That's what started the hookup culture, okay? If we go back and we look, women started hookup culture. Not only did women kill chivalry, and again, I have to put this full disclosure, not all women. Okay, just because I say women does not mean I'm talking about all women, okay? A good portion of women killed chivalry. A good portion of women started hookup culture. Okay? Stop acting as if men initiated these things. No. We did not. We played ball on those things. There's a difference. We played the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You guys made the game, men played it. Don't be upset now that you've lost. You guys set yourselves up to lose the game. That's the difference. Again, not all women. I have to emphasize that. Not all women.
A 5-year problem that I've experienced with men and my friends have experienced with men. Women do not want a pen pal. We don't want a texting pal. We quite frankly don't care if you text us all day or if you don't text us at all. If you're not going to make a plan to actually see us in person, not interested. And if you do have a woman out there that just wants to be your pen pal, it's probably because she has a boyfriend or a husband or a wife or whatever. We don't want a pen pal. But that also leads me to my second point. This is me backwards for you guys. Make plans. Make a plan. Do not assume that you can text somebody randomly in the middle of the day, what are you doing? Or text them at midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m.
Women, again, a portion of women killed chivalry, okay? You now want men to be chivalrous again. That's what I'm hearing from you. Ma'am, no, you don't get that. I'm sorry, you don't get that. That's dead. Chivalry is dead, okay? If you want to go out with a man so bad, why don't you make the plan? Why don't you ask him? No, I'm just being straight up. If you want to go out with that guy so much, why don't you ask? Why do you put so much expectations on men to do everything? Why don't you guys do something? Why don't you guys take the reins? Nah, sweetheart. Nah. We're good. We're good. We're no longer engaging with you. You want to engage with us? You know how to come up and approach and talk. It's just that simple, man. It's that simple. It's that simple.
a.m. or even just within hours of when you actually want to see them and think that they're going to be available. I personally, once I get home and I take my makeup off and I'm watching TV, I'm no longer interested. So if you didn't make a plan earlier in the day, or better yet, a day or 2 or 3 in advance, I'm not interested. I don't want to.
You're a red flag. Just a red flag. When I take my makeup off, I'm no longer interested. So you can't go out without makeup on? And see, the reason I'm asking is because this goes back into another thing men don't care about. Men don't care about makeup, sweetheart. We don't care. Actually, there's a good portion of men, including myself, who don't like makeup. I think makeup kind of ruins a woman's natural look, okay? I don't like makeup. Now, I'm okay with eyeliner or lip gloss, you know, maybe a little blush, things like that. Okay, cool, whatever. I ain't gonna make no big deal, all right? I prefer for my woman to look good, okay? I want her to look how she wants to look, but I also prefer her to look good, okay? But here's the thing. When I'm at home, I'm going to see her without makeup anyway. See, the problem is you guys catfish, okay? Again, I have to emphasize, not all women, but there's a portion of women that catfish. You guys put on this makeup because it's the only thing that makes you look stomachable. You go out, you date this guy, and you don't want him to see what you look like without makeup. See, for men, that's a red flag. We do not want to go out with a woman who wants to wear makeup all the time, who doesn't want us to see what she looks like without it, because for us, that's a red flag. For all we know, you could have a lot of stuff under there, okay? The point that I'm getting at, right? Stop being inauthentic. You're complaining about men not being authentic, but women, again, I have to include this, a portion of women are being inauthentic too, and you're not calling them out, you're just calling the men out. Because again, you're bitter that no man wants to date you. That's what I'm hearing so far. No man wants to date you and your friends, and you're bitter because of that. Maybe there's a few reasons behind that. Maybe change your taste in men. Okay, stop going out with Chad. Chad doesn't want to date you. Chad wants something else. Chad wants to play hide and seek, right, with your sugar yams. That's what Chad wants to do, right? Chad doesn't want to commit to you, okay? Chad wants to play hide and seek with your sugar yams. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to be straightforward when I say that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, okay? Because that's the issue. People that have talked to you have sugarcoated it. I'm not going to sugarcoat this.
hang out anymore because that ship has sailed. Make a plan. I want to hang out with you at this time. It doesn't have to even be a date. I want to see you at this time. Are you free at this time? Or
But see, that's crazy. You're acting like you don't have two fingers and a voice. Like, you're acting like you can't make a phone call. You're acting like you can't send a text. You're acting like you can't make plans. Why do you expect a man to do everything for you? What, you want men to wipe your ass next? Like what is this?
when are you free? I will accommodate my schedule to see you. When are you free? I want to see you. I know it's not rocket science, but men of 2020, it seems like it's pretty difficult for you to figure.
I mean, that's crazy. Shouldn't it go both ways, though? Shouldn't women also be willing to engage in that? If women, if you want to see a man so bad, shouldn't you text him and say, hey, I really want to see you. Could you come over? Or like, hey, could we make plans? Or like, hey, could we go out on a date or something? Like, if you really want to see him, wouldn't you be doing those things? See, that's what gets me, right? Like, this generation is strange. It's truly strange. It really is. But it's also just this generation of women too. And again, not all women, I have to say, it's a portion of women. But women like this are like, this is the type of woman that men look at and turn around and run. Like, men, if you encounter a woman like this, run. Just run, dude. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
Figure out. And I'm not a feminist, so please don't take this as a feminist rant. I love men. I think men are great. I think men have failed themselves and they failed us. And I'm just trying to help you out because I think there are a lot of
You don't love men. You don't love men. Don't lie to yourself because you're completely ignoring the issues that men have gone through. Like, you don't love men. You blame men. There's a difference. You blame men for everything that's going on in the dating market right now when it's not a man's fault. Not everything in the dating market is because of men. Not everything is a man's fault, but you're making it a man's fault. You're blaming men for everything. You don't love men. You're a fraud. You're an actual fraud is what you are.
really great guys out there who need a little help. And I don't think that there are a lot of women that are stepping up and saying these things and not FaceTime me, I swear to God. Quite frankly, I don't think that there are a lot of women that aren't raging feminists that don't look like Lena Dunham. They're saying these things to you, so I'm going to go ahead and say them because I need to be said. I'm really so sick of my friends having to deal with trash men. I'm tired of dealing with trash men, so I'm going to help you out. Make plans. So let's go through these lists again because I know y'all love lists.
If you're constantly dealing with trash men, then let me ask you a question. What is your taste in men? What is your taste in men? That's a valid question. What kind of man are you going for? Are you going for the rich, Chad-like guy? The guy that makes 6 figures? The guy that has 6 inches? The guy that's 6 feet tall? Are you going for that type of guy? Because if you are, Miss Ma'am, then I can tell you right now, that's where you're messing up. You're going for men that don't want to commit to you, men that want to use, abuse, and throw you to the side. See, you guys don't want to talk about that though. Again, you guys are putting yourself in that situation. Your taste in men is probably the issue. It's not all men. There is a good portion of men out there that are bad. I acknowledge this. If I can acknowledge that there's men out there that are trash, then you can acknowledge that there's a pretty good portion of women that are also trash. And if you can't acknowledge that, then congratulations, you just found out you're a feminist. It's that simple.
Number 1, are you single? Number 2, make a plan. Nobody wants a pen pal. We want to actually see you. If not, don't text us because it's a waste of our time and we don't want to see it on our phones. Got it? All right. Next thing. Value. Okay? Value. Take that in. Just repeat it to yourself until it makes sense. Okay. If you want to date a girl that has nothing going on, then that's fine. But please do not mix in people like me and my friends who have something going on with your other girls that have nothing going on. And by nothing going on, I mean this. There is no job that is unimportant. There is no job that's not valuable or that's not worthy. It is. But if you want to mix in people like me and people like my friends who are go-getters, who work really hard, who make their own money, who are talented, skilled.
Again, you're failing to understand what men find attractive. You're trying to say that men should value women of value. Here's the problem. A man does not care whether or not a woman has any inherent value. Okay, I just got done saying a man would date a woman if she looked like a thumb. Okay, value is not the conversation here. Okay, value is subjective. To you guys, value is monetary gains. To men, value is whether or not she's worth, or whether or not the juice is worth the squeeze. Okay, that's value to men. Okay, that's what's valuable. Is the juice worth the squeeze? If it's not worth the squeeze, guess what? Don't squeeze the juice. It's that simple. It's not a hard concept. You're making this harder than it needs to be to understand. You really are.
Ambitious. Please don't mix us in with the Tatianas. We don't want to be there. If that's what you want, find them. Please, for the love of God, do not mix us in with them because we don't want to be there. And quite frankly, we take it as an insult if we find out that you are also talking to 5 Tatianas who have nothing going on. People like me and my friends are going to be insulted by that. And there's almost...
Okay, let me ask you a question then. How many guys are you talking to at once? Since you want to bash men for talking to multiple women, and again, don't get me wrong, there are men that do talk to Tatianas and also try to get with other chicks too. But let me ask you a question. How many dudes you got on your phone right now? How many dudes you got in your DMs? How many dudes you talking to on Instagram? How many dudes you talking to on Snapchat? You see where I'm going with this? How many dudes are you talking to at once? Because you know what's crazy? I've interacted with a few women that were talking to multiple guys. So don't sit there and no. We're not playing this. We're not playing this game. Okay, we're not playing this game. It's not just men that do that. Women do it too. Stop trying to bash men. That's your problem. Look in the mirror and go, am I the problem? Yes, you are, because you hate men. You have a subconscious hate for men, and you can't actually understand why men aren't dating you. You're the reason why men aren't dating you.
Almost really no coming back from it. So if you want that kind of girl, the kind of girl who's just kind of happy, going through the motions of life, not really super ambitious, hasn't really found herself yet, doesn't really have a whole lot going on other than she's pretty, please just go after them. And please do.
Okay, that's what men are doing. Like, that's what men are doing, and you're upset about it. Okay, men, again, I can't emphasize this enough. We do not care about your monetary value. I don't know how to emphasize that else. I don't know how to further emphasize just how much, as a man, we do not care about your value. We don't care. We don't care. You could work at Burger King. We don't care. Don't care. You could literally, I'll give a hot take. You could be homeless. We still wouldn't care. If she's a 9, she's fine. Dude. Like, how is this hard for them to, is this a hard concept for them to understand? I don't get it. It must be a hard concept.
Do not mix us in. We don't want to be there. I promise you. So value. There's a lot of women out there that I know that are my good friends who have amazing jobs, who work really hard, but who can't seem to find a decent guy, even if they go up in age 5 to 10 to 15 years, because those guys all want to be with 21-year-olds who have nothing going on. It's very unfortunate.
No, okay. Hell no. Hell no, we're not going to play that game. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You want to complain about a man wanting to date a younger woman, but you don't want to complain about women wanting to date older men? Nah, I'm going to say it. You are a hypocrite. You're an absolute fraudster. You want to talk about what men do. See, you are a feminist. You hate men. This woman hates men. That's it. You're a feminist. You just hate men. Just say it. You hate men. You are a chronic man hater. That's your problem. That's why you can't find a good man. Because you don't want a good man. You don't want that. You just hate men.
Fortunate. I don't think it's going to be fulfilling, but I would say to the men out there, try to maybe find a woman that you can talk to, communicate with, might actually have her shit together, might actually be ambitious and have.
Oh my gosh, dude. If there are any ladies watching my videos, please comment down below. Are you guys this lost too? Like real question. Like, I'm no bashing, no nothing. Genuine question. Is this a hard concept for y'all to understand? Because if it is, I am so glad to make a more in-depth video talking about it. Is this really a hard concept for women to understand, that men do not like women based off of their value? It doesn't matter how much you make. We don't give a shit. We don't care. Okay? She talked about the girl that was like, that had like, all smiles and sunshine and roses. Yeah, men would prefer that over a woman who is trying to be a man. And respectfully, sweetheart, the thing is, and let me clarify what I mean by that, okay? You are coming off too masculine, okay? You're not coming off feminine, right? You're coming off masculine. Remember, there's a lot of dudes out there that don't want to date a mirror, okay? Men, I can't speak for all men, but I can speak for the straight men, okay? As a straight man myself. Men prefer feminine women, okay? Femininity is what is attractive to us, okay? As a man, I would not want to date somebody that has the same level of testosterone as I do. I wouldn't want to do that, okay? You're coming off like you've got way too much testosterone, sweetheart. You're too argumentative, okay? You're pretty aggressive in your tones on how you talk. And on top of all that, sweetheart, I'm going to give you a tough cookie to swallow, all right? No men could stomach to live with you because you're hard to live with. Listen to yourself talk. You're hard to want to be around.
Have something going on or want to have something going on. I don't care what she does. She doesn't have to be on TV. She doesn't have to be a PhD. She doesn't have to be a television producer. She doesn't have to own her own company, but be ambitious and have something going on. Those women out there are going to be a lot more fulfilling to you. You're actually going to enjoy your time. And if you actually might want a sustainable and healthy and stable relationship, that's probably the kind of girl you're going to need to find. Not.
Here's your issue. You forget that there's different types of ambitions. There are women out there whose ambition is to be a stay-at-home wife or a stay-at-home mother, right? Ambitions are different with everybody, right? My ambitions are different than your ambitions, right? Your ambitions are different than your friend's ambitions. Remember, everybody has different ambitions, okay? Your problem is you're trying to categorize all of men's ambitions, or excuse me, all of women's ambitions, right? You're trying to say that women that don't want to work a full-time career and don't want to make X amount of money, you're saying that they have no ambition, while also saying at the same time, men that want to date those women have no ambition. No, sweetheart. Men have ambition, okay? A lot of men go to work, they do their job, they come home. That's what I do. I go to work, I come home, I go to sleep. When I'm not asleep, I record YouTube videos. Why? Because this is a hobby to me, okay? I don't treat this like a full-time job because honestly, I make no money doing this, right?
The Tatianas who just want to look cute and post Instagram stories. Now, I love a good Instagram story. Y'all know I do. I love a good boomerang. I love a good whatever. But if that's all you do, men, if that's all she does, probably Houston, we have a problem. I'm just going to let you in on a little tip. The next thing on my list is this: consistency. It really does not help me or my friends or any woman in general if you are really cool and you're really interested when you first start talking to them, and then give it 3, 4, 5 days, and all of a sudden you're not consistent anymore. You don't make plans. You don't really care. You kind of fade in and out. You're talking to 5 other Tatianas. Consistency is important. Now, if you want to be inconsistent,
Let me ask you a question. You're talking about consistency is important, right? Let me ask you a question. What about the women that purposely play hard to get? I'm just going to say it. What about the women that purposely play hard to get and want a man to chase them? But when they act uninterested, the man decides that they're also going to act uninterested, and they kind of move on with their time. But yet you guys get upset because the man's not chasing you. What about those kind of women? Are you going to address that? You're going to talk about that elephant in the room, or are you just going to continue to criticize men without actually doing any ounce of without actually calling any other things that women do out too? Are you just going to criticize men, or are you also going to hold women accountable too? Let me guess. Prediction. You're just going to continue to criticize men because that's what you're best at, right? That's like your whole shtick is just hating men.
and you want to ghost and you want to fall off the radar, that's fine. But I'm going to give you a pro tip. People like me and people like my friends, we aren't going to really give a shit after that. We don't really care. The F's have been given and we're kind of done.
Wasn't it women who said that men need to match their energy? Wasn't it women who said that? So let me ask you a question. If a man is ghosting you, that means that you were acting like you were uninterested in him, probably playing hard to get, and he backed off because remember, women said that men need to keep the same energy that they did, right? So men did. Men kept the same energy that women did. If she acts like she's not interested, boys, guess what? That means she's not interested. Don't talk to her then. It's that simple.
I'll tell you this from personal experience. Once I'm turned off, I am turned off. And I don't care anymore. Because at one point, I probably did care. At one point, my friends, they probably did care. They probably did like you because you expressed interest and maybe you were cool, maybe you were kind of fun to hang out with. But if you're not consistent and you fall off the radar, I give you maybe 1 to 2 chances to fix that because I'm a very direct communicator. Women, this is important. I will communicate to you. If your communication isn't great, I will let you know that. I will let you know that more effort is needed. But if you don't heed that warning and I have to warn you twice, I'm done at that point because I don't really care anymore. Now I'm done. Now I don't care. And I know my friends who are watching this are thinking and saying the same.
It is actually like, oh my gosh, you're a batshit crazy. I'm going to be completely honest. You're batshit crazy. You just are. You're just batshit crazy. Men, okay? Stay away from women like this. Just save yourself the time. Stay away from women like this, okay? Just stay away from them. Look, I'm just going to be honest. Stay away from them. Women like this will drown you, bro. They'll drown you. And I don't mean like physically. I mean just emotionally. They will drown you, dude. Like, they are like a weight on your shoulders. I'm going to be honest.
Same thing because we have these conversations on an almost daily basis. Once you turn us off, we don't care anymore. So let that be a warning to you. You're probably not going to circle back. They always come back. They always come back. But when you're ready to come back, I probably don't care anymore. So if you want to switch up, stay there. Pro tip. My last thing on
Men, if you walk away from a woman, don't go back. Pro tip. Don't go back. She's not worth it. Juice is not worth a squeeze. Right? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just not. I could say confidently, my exes, I did not go back to them. So.
my list is also very important. Don't be, excuse my language, don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. If you have been failed and you lost a woman of value, like myself or my friends, and then we don't really care anymore, don't be a bitch. Don't be butthurt. You did it to yourself. Okay? And it's no.
Okay, by your same logic, women shouldn't be a bitch and they shouldn't be butthurt when they lose a good man of value. Are you cool with that? Are the terms acceptable? Are the terms and conditions acceptable? Let me guess, no, because women are allowed to cry, but men are not. Men are not allowed to be mad about something. Only women, right? Again, that's the type of vibe that I'm getting from this video.
No longer my problem. Now it's become a personal problem of yours. So don't be a bitch. And by the way, if I'm no longer interested because your effort is shitty, that's not me being a bitch. That's not me being difficult. That's me having a standard in which I expect from people. I do have high standards and high expectations. My friends have high standards and high expectations.
You just admitted to what's wrong with you. That's why you're single. Your expectations of another person are too high. You expect a man to be Superman. He's not going to be Superman, sweetheart. I got news for you. He's not going to be Superman. He's not going to come in like a knight in shining armor, riding in on a white horse with golden and silver armor. He's not going to come slay the dragon for you. He's not going to give you that fairy tale ending that Disney's always told you about. That's not what love is. Okay? Love is two people who purposely make a choice to stay together through thick and thin, through hard and good. Okay, that's what love is, sweetheart. But the problem with this generation is they really don't know what love is, right? You can't love somebody if you don't understand what love is, right? If you've never been capable of having love, you don't understand, okay? Loving somebody is being willing to give it all, including everything about you to that person, okay? It's willing to be so vulnerable that that person can use anything against you, okay? That's love. That's another reason why a lot of men have stopped, like, when, this little tip to ladies, if you're dating a man who won't open up to you, it's because it's been used against him before, okay? That's love. Okay, a man being willing to give you everything and a woman being willing to give you everything. That's love, sweetheart. Your definition of love is what can a man do for me? That's not love, sweetheart. Those are called conditions. That's your issue.
Do you want to know why? We've worked for those, okay? We work hard. We're successful. We take care of ourselves. We try to look cute. We have a desire to be something more each day, okay? That's why we have the ability to be somewhat what you call difficult. It's not difficult. We just have a baseline standard. And if you can't meet that standard, that's okay. A lot of men cannot. But if you are one of those men out there, and I have...
Okay, did you just hear what you just said? Did you just hear what you just said? It's okay to have a standard. Most men can't meet that standard. So if most men can't meet that standard, then sweetheart, that means you're going for the top 1% of men who are chads, who only want your sugar yams. You basically just confirmed everything that I said earlier. You're the problem. You're the problem. It's not men that are the issue, sweetheart. It's you. You're the problem. You are the issue. Lower your standards.
them all over my
You're not that cute.
DMs. Sometimes I check them, and you guys are like, what would it take to be with someone like you? What would it take to be with your friends? What are girls like you? What are they looking for? I laid them out for you very simply there. In order to have a shot with a girl like me, or girls like my friends, girls that are worth a damn, you don't really have to be Brad Pitt. You don't have to be famous. You don't even really have to make a lot of money or have a...
That is a lie. That is capping. You are coping right now. You are actually lying to men. Men do not believe women like this. Okay? That is not true. Yes, not for all women. Okay? There are some women that don't look at a man for his value. They don't look at a man for how much money he makes. They don't look at a man for his looks. There are women out there like that. Yes. But they're far and in between. All right? They're far and in between. Don't start teaching these men that that's a common thing, because, sweetheart, that is not true, and you know it too. That is a bullshit. That is a bullshit claim by you. I'm sorry. I try not to cuss in my videos. I try not to cuss at all. But that is a bullshit narrative that you just spewed out of your mouth. That is horse ass.
Really fantastic job. You just have to be determined. You have to be in some way successful in that you want to attain some certain kind of success for yourself. You're driven. You have goals. You can handle a woman with standards. That's not going to turn you off. And you're going to put...
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why is it that a man has to be equipped to handle a woman with standards, but a woman can't be equipped to handle a man with standards? What's the difference?
Put in the effort to be with somebody like myself or my friends. We deserve that. And we will not compromise our standards.
You don't deserve anything! Oh my gosh, the level of entitlement from this woman. You're not owed anything, sweetheart. You're not owed nothing. Not even the oxygen that you breathe right now making this video. You're not owed anything. That's the problem. This generation thinks they're owed something. You're not owed anything. I came from a generation where, guess what? You're not owed shit. You're not owed shit. You're not even owed the air that you breathe. Stop acting as if you're owed anything by anybody else. You're not owed a man's time. Wasn't it women that said that too? Men are not owed women's time. Okay, well, by that same logic, sweetheart, women are not owed a man's time. Fucking cry about it. Holy crap, this woman is nagging a lot.
I tell you this, it will be a whole day in hell when I chase a man. And I know that's the same thing for my friends as well. And if my friends...
Then stay single. Stay single. Just stay single. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm single. I'm happy being single right now. I'm cool being single right now. I am totally fine being single. Why can't you be fine being single? Because it's not your fairy tale little ending that you always dreamed of, where your big, brolic, muscular knight in shining armor would come and slay the dragon and free you from the castle of oppression. Like, you are such a drama queen. It's actually crazy. You're not owed anything from men. Just if men aren't owed anything from women, women aren't owed anything from men. Guess what? It's called equality, sweetheart. It's called equality. If 2 + 2 = 4, then the math is right. That's what y'all said, right?
are listening and they're thinking about chasing a man, please, for the love of God, do not. Because there is not one single man on planet Earth, okay, that is worth making any woman feel like she is not good enough.
You hear that shit? You hear that? Young ladies. Because I know there's some ladies that watch my videos. I'm gonna tell you guys some truths here, okay? If you like a guy, tell him. Tell him. You don't have to chase him. Tell him. There's a difference between chasing and opening up. There's a difference, right? If I like somebody, I open up and I tell them, hey, I like you. Vice versa. I do genuinely like it if a woman is interested in me, that she comes up and she also says, hey, I'm interested in you. Because guess what? That's how you break the ice, okay? There's a difference between breaking the ice and chasing a man, okay? I'm not going to chase a woman. That was something that I told myself years ago. After bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship, I'm done chasing women, okay? I've got better shit to do, okay? I've got better things with my life that I could be doing than chasing a woman, okay? Young ladies, if you guys want to stay single, listen to her advice. If you actually want to find a pretty good man, listen to my advice. Look for somebody who treats you right, who treats you like a person, who does anything they can to put a smile on your face. If you find a man like that, keep him, because they're far and few between. Not a lot of men are still like that. A lot of men have become cold and distant because of the world that they're in right now.
I don't care how hot a girl is, how smart, how successful, how rich. We have all dealt with men who treat us like we are not good enough. No, the problem is we are too enough. And
you're acting like men have not experienced the same thing from women. Again, this is a completely one-sided sexist garbage take. You're acting like men don't go through this with women. Like what are you talking about?
You can't handle it. So those are my checklists. Again, I will go through them for you one more time in case you are just tuning in. Number 1, are you single? No, really. 2, make plans. We don't want a pen pal. 3, value. Value someone who has value. Consistency. Be consistent. Don't be great and then fade out. And then don't fade out and then think that you're going to fade back in, because it ain't going to work. And last but not least, if all else fails, don't be a bitch. Hope you guys have all enjoyed.
I'm so glad I'm through this video. Look, man. Men. I have said it in last video and I'll say it again. And for the ladies that are watching this video too, you guys finally get a glimpse of what I was mentioning last video. This is what men experience. This is it. This is the pinnacle. This is what men experience. And you wonder why a lot of men don't want to date. Because women like this exist. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like the video, share it around, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. Make sure you guys check out W Energy, code Buccubus for 10% off. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.